Sahasra, the word Sahasra, in Sanskrit language means 1,000. And there are 1,000 petals in our brain which get enlightened. Of course, the doctors are quarreling on that point, but forget about them. Now these petals are kept ready for our enlightenment. And these are really the nerves, 1,000 nerves, which are there for the enlightenment of the brain. So when the Kundalini rises, she enlightens those 1,000 nerves which become like as you see here, the shape of these flames, like a petal. And that's why it is called as Sahasrara, the center of Sahasrara. In the human beings, it is a very important center, because this is the only center by which we think and we try to stop whatever we don't like. This is the center which reacts in such a manner that without any discretion we start saying no to this and no to that. On small things also, like somebody might say, I don't like this carpet, I don't like this house, I don't like that. This language itself shows that who are you? First find out. But you cannot become yourself unless and until this Sahasrara, this brain is opened out and the Kundalini becomes with the one with the Param Chaitanya. Before that, you are in complete ignorance about what is good and what is bad. Whatever you think for this brain is good, you do it. But whatever is really good, you do not know. Because you do not know the reality. Now we have to understand the consciousness that we have. Consciousness of being alive, consciousness of so many things we have. And the so-called knowledge we have about everything. All that consciousness is stored near the liver, for your information, by this diaphragm. But then this consciousness starts rising higher and higher. Then you become aware. In the evolutionary process, you become aware of things. Without going through your brain, you just become aware. And how? Not by thinking, not by understanding or seeing, but you become aware because your brain has now started working in a manner that's very, very sensitive. So you just become aware of some sort of a fear or maybe some sort of a goodness or anything. But it goes even further. The growth of consciousness, which becomes aware, goes further, where you start liking a person or disliking a person. But still it's nothing definite and sure. You dislike a person because he has a particular type of a face, maybe eyes or maybe anything. Or maybe because you have known somebody who has been very nice. So you start transferring that image onto others. With these transferred images, you can hate or love someone. Then you start saying, I hate this, I hate that, which has no actually substantial meaning. You hate it because perhaps maybe such and such person looks like somebody. Now you go further with it, then you see that such and such person, now I'm not talking about things but about persons, such and such person has done this harm to me, something positive. So you start feeling that you should hate that person. Now you start hating that person. With that hatred, you develop new faculties how to harm that person. Then you start thinking how to destroy that person, how to make his life miserable. Then you may beat that person, you may shout at that person, you may try to kill that person, you can do anything. So now the awareness is going towards other direction, which is darkness, which is not light. Because in the light you won't do such a thing. In the light you see everybody is sitting, you know how far you are, where you are sitting. If you want to go out, you know how to walk out. But when in the darkness you are there, you just don't understand. And you go on behaving in a manner which cannot be explained otherwise, except that because you are a human being. Animals don't do that. Animals have limitation. The animals, if they find something wrong, something absolutely harmful to them, then they will attack or run away. But they do not carry a kind of a hatred or anything, but they can carry the impression of fear, could be of some sort of a harm done to them. But human beings are not like that. Human beings don't have any particular reason as such to hate someone. But why it works out? Because they are involved in their ego. Egoistical person feels that he has a right to do what he wants to do. He can kill anybody, he can bomb anyone, he can do whatever he likes. But a person who is not doing that is the other way around, is frightened. He is afraid of someone. Now the awareness moves on. This is a subtler awareness, because if you are afraid of somebody, you would not like to go to his house, you will avoid him in the street. All things you can do. So all this kind of knowledge about other human beings also accumulates in your mind. Then this thing starts working on a collective level. Because you think this group is very bad, they are good, these are bad, they are excellent, like that. It works on. In your own mind, you think that somebody has a group and the other group is better or that group is better. And collectively then you start working out your whole temperament, your awareness. Like once people decide that, say, for example, that black people are to be finished. So all the white people can join together. Or like at the time of Hitler. He decided that all other human beings but Germans were useless. So he gathered people around his thought and ideas, and this collective awareness just comes to, I don't know how, but it enters into the minds of men. They never challenge it, they never ask it whether it is correct or not. So this grows more and more and more, and then it becomes like a country-wise, you can say, an awareness of this kind of a feeling. But whether it is correct or not is not understood, is not known. So what is important, that you should know reality, you should know exactly what is right and what is wrong. For that, as I told you, there is this great power of Kundalini within you. She is the one, she passes through all these centers, enlightens them first. So your awareness gets enlightened. And when she pierces through Sahasrara, she joins you to this all-pervading power, which is knowledge, which is love, which is truth. So after that you immediately know. Some people don't know immediately, but some people do. That what we have been thinking so far of separating ourselves from others by thinking they are not all right, they are wrong, they are whatever it is, this disappears. This disappears completely. And then you realize that your awareness itself is dominated by so many other circumstances. For example, where you were born, what your parents taught you, what experiences you have had. And then you realize that it was all wrong because it's not reality. Whatever feelings you have, whatever ideas you have about another person or about other nation, all of them are not correct. Because now your Sahasrara is awakened, that it is connected now to the all-pervading power. So this starts flowing into you. This, I should say, enlightened awareness. It starts flowing down into your being, in your brain, and then on your nerves. You can feel that awareness. Now, once you want to know about something, whether it is right or wrong, absolute right and wrong, it's not question of relative. You just have to put your hands towards that person or towards that thing or whatever it is. Immediately on these vibrations you will know. So what are these vibrations? This Parama Chaitanya, we call it Brahma Chaitanya, which starts flowing through your fingertips. Now you start feeling what chakras they are catching, whether they are right or wrong. And your discretion improves immensely. The brain, which was putting you in delusions and wrong type of life, immediately corrects itself. For example, I am walking in a place with my eyes closed, and there is a big ditch. I can't see it. I am just walking, and suddenly I open my eyes and see the ditch. Immediately I know it's wrong and I give up and come away. In the same way it happens to you when your Sahasrara is enlightened. Whatever you had gathered knowledge, whatever you think was right, whatever was your dream and your aims of life, all these aspirations, they melt away. And then you take to reality. and you start seeing the reality of everything. Unless and until you see that reality, you will be going with other crowd. These people are saying so, so let's do that. They are saying so, so let's do that. But you cannot see whether it is correct or not, is good for you or not, or whether it is going to help you. This kind of thing is so common in the whole world, and that's why there is so much problem. Because they don't know the reality. So what you have to do is to raise their kundalini. Once you raise their kundalini and their brain opens, then they are on the same line as yourself. They don't have to worry about what is good and what is bad. They know themselves. Now that is what is very important. To correct this world is very important, that you all should know what is right and what is wrong. And you have a vehicle of Parama Chaitanya to know what is wrong and what is right. Now this trend starts moving, and as you see, there are so many people today with their open Sahasrara. So opening Sahasrara was the most important part of the evolutionary process. All the evolution process brought human beings to what level? We had wars, we had all kinds of silly programs by which we really ruined so many countries, so many people. Now when you are one with that all-pervading power, it's a pure power. It's a nirmal power, absolutely pure power. That gives you complete sense and complete understanding as to how you should move, how you should live, and what you should have. This is what is self-realization, they say. But I would say that self-realization is much